Another night at the Double J Race Cafe. Here we are. Welcome to another night of Sparky's Wild Side. And of course, we're here at the Double J Race Cafe. And look who escaped the what was it, a nut house you were in?
Who gave you the idea I went to a nut house?
I don't know. There was some rumor going around that Vinnie was in a psycho ward.
No. What had happened was, I told you before, my father and my brother were moving out to, out west. They're moving out to Arizona.
Arizona?
Yeah, Fort Mojave, Arizona. You know where, if you look on your map, the very tip of Nevada where, it comes to a point.
Right.
Go just across the border into Arizona. So we headed out there, got on, I-75 up to 10, jumped on Interstate 20, finally got to Interstate 40. The problem came when we hit Albuquerque.
What happened in Albuquerque?
My brother tried to making a left at Albuquerque.
A left, so that would... Mexico!
He was trying to head us to Mexico. I think it took him a half hour to make him turn around again.
What, do you want to go down there and get some of that good stuff?
I don't know what he was trying to go down there for, but we finally got out there to beautiful temperatures of upper 50s and lower 60s during the day, and upper 30s and lower 40s at night.
Now,
I was in hog heaven.
Is that kind of like their typical weather out there?
Their average for this time of year is about 60 degrees during the day. So, yeah, it's pretty close to the average.
Really? I had seen something on the news about how out west was getting hammered with some severe winter.
It might have been if you went out a little farther west, but where he is in Fort Mojave, it's pretty mild. I mean, there was no snow to deal with. It snowed earlier in December, but nothing while we were there. And
wow. Now, is that close to the desert?
Mojave?
Right.
So, yes, it is close to the desert. There's nothing really out there. He's in a retirement community. He's 17 years older than I am, and my father's in his late 80s. So, for them, it's perfect. They're both a couple of hermits anyway. The only people they want to talk to is family, and even then, it's not often.
Not often, huh?
So they're happy out there, and I'm happy to be home.
So now, is it kind of like the boonies out there?
No, it wasn't the boonies. Definitely everything was set up. It was just a retirement community.
No phones, though, huh?
The phone was there. It just wasn't hooked up yet.
Ah, so that's why you couldn't call me and
No,
say, hey.
no, and I couldn't remember your number, so I couldn't call it off a cell either.
Gotcha.
So.
We were wondering what happened.
Well, I wasn't supposed to have to go on that left at Albuquerque. I felt like Bugs fucking Bunny. So all I needed was Daffy Duck behind me. down, mine, down. It's like, you get out of here.
Right? Well, we had some awesome fun while you were gone.
Yeah, I was able to get on the internet while I was out
so you got to check out the shows? What'd you think?
It's not my kind of music, but it was good. I mean, it's not my kind, but that doesn't mean it's not the right kind.
Right.
So,
but I mean,
you look like you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. This is the one that was saying I was going to a nut house.
Yes.
Why'd you send me on his side?
Because I figured one of you would want to backslap the other one or something, I figured it's better that way. I could see you reaching across the table, knock the table over, and by then we'd probably have our food, and the food would be all over the place.
It's better than a pie in the face.
Well,
oh, did you catch that show? We got AJ good. We had pigged out that night. We were all full. I said something about dessert.
I feel for you, brother. I just can't seem to reach.
So.
But yeah, we got back to this and back to 70s and 80s, and that's why I'm in a Hawaiian shirt type of deal, because I've been sweating my sack off.
That's a Hawaiian shirt?
Well, this is motorcycles, but it's the Hawaiian style.
Yeah, I saw the motorcycles. Now, are they all Harleys?
I don't remember what they were. This was a Christmas gift, but I figured this is lightweight, it's short sleeve, because I got used to the temperatures out there. I like cold. I'm a polar bear of my own, but this is killing me.
That's amazing. You come back here and it's, we're in the 80s?
Yes.
This is winter in Florida. I mean, not South Florida. We should be in the, 50s during the day?
I'm still remembering back when I was in high school and we got snow in January. It melted when it hit the ground, but I got snow.
Yeah, I saw snow once down here, and all it was really flurries. Like you said, as soon as it hit, it melted.
I'm afraid to see what would happen if we got even an inch of snow.
Yeah, probably the shit that just happened in San Diego. They evidently got some serious snow there.
Better than me.
Yeah. I would like to get a good snowfall here once for my kids, for the kids in general. Because, a lot of kids down here, they haven't got they know what snow is.
Take them to Jack's, take them to Tally.
To actually see it and play.
Don't you have family in Georgia?
Yeah, but they don't get that much up there either. Now, we did go, I guess it must have been about, well, he's 11, he was about 2, so it must have been about 9 years ago. We went up to North Carolina.
Okay.
And we went in March, so the snowy season is pretty much so over. But they were still making snow on the mountain.
Okay.
For the skiers and stuff. And it was funny. These two, her and her sister, they didn't know how to act until they found a mud puddle.
Yeah.
Then it was... And it's like, it's okay, it's just mud, it'll wash off, you know?
So yeah. So you take a bucket of warm water, dump it over their heads and go, okay, you're clean now, shut up.
Right. So, but anyway, yeah, we had a good time, and today's show I didn't really plan a whole lot, just kind of, maybe more so like a review of what we've done and what's up to come, and talk about a few old things.
Old things.
Yeah.
Like the 30-06 rifle I just got.
Yeah, that was pretty badass.
Yeah, that my father gave
actually.
Sons.
Let's clarify that. It's not your standard 30-06.
Right.
It's an M1 Grant.
Yeah.
30-06.
If I read the date on the paperwork correctly, it was from back in 1926.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Which means the rifle's as old as my father.
Yeah, because I'm wanting to say when I was about 8 or 9, they went to the M1 carbine. And the difference was, one, it's a shorter rifle, and the M1 carbine is a semi-automatic versus the one you have is a bolt action.
Right.
So, which is nice. One thing that used to
I
scare
only
me,
need one shot.
Yeah. One thing that used to scare me about that carbine, though, is when you open the slide up, on the bolt you open it and close it.
Yeah.
With the semi-automatic, there's something inside of it that you got to push down for the slide to shut back in.
No, I see my thumb getting caught in something.
Well, that happened to my uncle the first time, and
how much of his thumb did he lose?
Oh, it didn't lose the thumb, but he
bit him good.
Oh yeah, opened him up, blood everywhere, and then you got to clean the gun because that blood on the barrels
killed everything.
Yeah, really ruins it. And but he said he never did it again.
I wonder why.
It's like you hit it and real quick, pull your finger out. You know. But anyway, so. I got a question for you.
Well, hopefully I have an answer.
Okay. What would you say was the most important invention of mankind?
Of all time?
Of all time. Oh, our drinks are here. Awesome. I believe you get the soda, right? One of these.
If you've ever been married, you know this is probably the most important thing ever made by man.
True. But, in general, would you say that is the most important invention of mankind?
No, I think that's our salvation. The most important.
Probably.
No, because I still predominantly cook regularly on a stove. Honestly, I want to say the television. Can you imagine if they'd have had that during the Revolutionary War? And what's that line? The British are coming, film at 11.
Okay.
What would you say it is? I'm not interested.
Me, personally, you know, I would have said probably fire. You know, but
I wouldn't call it an invention more than I would a discovery, but okay.
True. Okay, then I guess on this note, this would probably be more of a discovery than an invention too.
Okay.
But you did call it right the first time. Beer is the most important invention of mankind.
Well, I was being slightly sarcastic with it, but what brought on this revelation? And actually, I would say this is an invention because it takes time to brew.
How it came about last night, I was just on YouTube, you know how I flicked through all kinds of different videos. And I saw
find our videos.
Yes. I saw one that said, "How Beer Saved the World." And I was like, just the title alone made me had to look.
Yeah, it's like a car wreck. You have to look.
Yep. Well, who were the first people after cavemen?
What are you talking about, the Neanderthals?
The Incas, was it?
Oh, okay, the Aztecs and the Incas and those
right.
guys. For argument's sake, yeah, I'll run with that because they were around for a while.
Well, they were pretty much so vegetarians and meat eaters. Okay, they hunt and
hunt and gather. Yeah,
they didn't go down to the store and buy a steak.
Right, they still had to hunt and gather. No, they had to kill the animal and cut it into steaks. But
and evidently, life was pretty boring.
Okay.
Well, apparently one day they were out farming, collecting their crop, harvesting their crop, and it was hops.
Okay.
That they had collected. Well, something had evidently happened, and it drew everybody away from the fields, and they had all these hops in these clay
pots.
Yeah. Well, evidently it rained.
Ah.
Hops got wet, soaked up the water, swelled, and started to fermentate.
Okay.
Then apparently before they got back to it again, it had rained again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when they got back to it, all their pots are full up with this nasty, watery, yucky stuff. Well, apparently one of them had the courage enough to sample it.
Ah, and immediately they're going, gift from the gods.
Exactly.
Ah.
Yeah.
Theoretically, yes.
From that, they realized what had happened. Now they had a general idea, so they started playing with different recipes and trying to get it right.
Okay.
Now, all of a sudden, in this culture, beer is money.
Yeah, I can see where that would.
The pyramids were built on beer. You got paid 1 gallon a day to work building the pyramids.
Okay. I can see that.
Now, we got all these people building the pyramids, all this beer, and now they're starting to figure out, we got to keep some kind of records.
Okay.
So beer led to the written language before the Bible was ever even written.
Well, doesn't surprise me there.
Because they had to have something to say, okay, Joe got his gallon, I loaned so-and-so a gallon.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the beginning of the human language. Okay, why was refrigeration invented?
To keep foods from spoiling.
No.
To keep the beer cold?
No.
Oh, okay.
Lager beer
Uh-huh.
is brewed cold.
Oh, okay.
In the day, they could only brew it in the winter.
Yeah.
So they needed refrigeration. So I don't remember the names of the guys, but it was Miller and Coors invested all kinds of money into these engineers to come up with a way to fabricate cold.
Is that how we ended up getting dry ice?
Don't know about dry ice, but it could be. But what they did is they put together this huge machine, and it kept it cool in the factory, so they could brew their lager year-round.
Okay.
There's a lot more. It was interesting as hell. And really, if you want to learn more about it, go on YouTube and type in how beer saved the world. And it's amazing. It started our mathematics. It started our language. Actually, a lot of people seem to think that the first antibiotic was invented in 1948. Okay, when would you say?
And a lot earlier than that, penicillin came out before that, and penicillin is made off moldy bread.
When was it?
I'd have to look.
Because the date they said that penicillin was done was 1948, was when it was brought about. The first antibiotic. Now, back in England and Europe, everybody drank beer.
Yeah.
They didn't drink water.
I know.
Do you know why?
Because the beer was pure, the water wasn't.
Exactly.
Why do you think they drank wine? Because the wine was pure.
But they used that impure water to brew the beer.
Yes, but that's where you get the idea from Louis Pasteur. When you boil
No,
something...
it wasn't even pasteurized yet.
That's where it comes from.
Right.
You are boiling, and it's killing off the impurities. Pasteurization does the same thing.
Okay, back in the way before they ever even pasteurized, Old English in the medieval days.
Yeah.
Their main thing was beer. You get up in the morning, drink beer.
Yeah.
The cereal you ate was beer.
Okay.
And the reason they did that is because the water had all kinds of animal feces and people feces. So they took the water, brewed beer, and it cut the fermentation and the alcohol, cut out all the
kills off the impurities,
germs and bacteria.
Yeah.
And then Louis
Pasteur,
he did the
created the pasteurization process. He proved it.
And everybody thinks that the pasteurization process was developed for milk, and they always give it credit to the milk.
No, that's what she uses it most.
No, beer.
Oh, I can't believe beer is using more pasteurization than
there's more beer drinkers than milk drinkers.
All right.
Yeah, I would have thought the same thing, but they said, yeah, that the beer pasteurization, and I mean it totally blew my mind. Something so old has lasted the test of time.
You seem surprised. Somehow I'm not.
No, I was last night. There's one company out west that's working on some space beer.
All right, I'll bite. Space beer?
Yes. Well, now with all these new companies sprouting up that are going to be doing these adventure space trips, you know what I'm talking about? Pay your $1 million, get to go up, do an orbit around the Earth and come back down. Well, they're figuring people are going to want beer in space. But there's a catch. Beer, you drink beer, makes you burp, right? Well, on Earth, with our atmosphere, it takes the liquid and the gas and separates it.
Yeah.
So when you burp, it's just air.
Uh-huh.
In space, that won't happen.
No.
When you burp, it will be a liquid burp. And, well, you don't want to be floating around in space with bubbles of used beer, do you?
I'm more worried about what happens if somebody decides to break wind at that point. You're getting locked into the cabinet. Yeah, all I know is if AJ's up in space, I'm not winning. That sucker's getting locked in a cabinet.
Yeah, I heard.
And I'm sealing that sucker.
Could you imagine if you were right in the position, you let a big one rip, it'd throw you clean across the spaceship, wouldn't it? Sit in your seat, get slammed into the ceiling. Bam! Wow!
Open an airlock and vent this smoke.
I'm telling you. But, I thought that was really interesting, and it kind of gave me an idea for tonight.
Uh-oh.
Old things.
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, we know now beer is old.
Oh, yeah.
And it has stood the test of time.
Yeah, no question about that.
Okay, well, I brought my little goodies bucket here. Let's ask her.
Okay.
Do you know what that is?
No.
What? Here, on.
Here.
Go
ahead.
You've got... So we have it for the camera.
A tiny record?
A tiny record. What type of record?
A small one.
Yes, it is a small one. Did they still have these around when you were a kid?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you know
Actually, when I had the Michael Jackson Thriller album, it was an Easter present. I got it on vinyl LP.
Right, but you got it on an LP.
Yeah.
Did they still have the 45s?
Actually, I still had 78s when I was coming up, so yeah.
But they weren't selling them anymore, were they?
When I was younger, yeah.
Well, really?
Yeah. I had 30... In fact, I remember the player that my father had 33, 45, and 78.
Didn't have 16?
I didn't see 16 on it.
Okay,
now.
yeah, mine had the 4 speeds. It was 16, 33, 45, and 78.
Hey, I'm just thankful he didn't have the old phonograph you had to crank, the old gramophones.
You shouldn't be thankful for that. You should wish you did and that you had it now. You know how much them things are worth?
No.
So I saw something not too long ago that one went for $1.7 million at an auction.
They're more than welcome to it. You're not going to see me pay that much even if I had it.
No, but if I had the record, I'd definitely sell it for that much. Well, I was at a thrift store the other day.
Oh, that's trouble.
And I found this. You know who that is, right?
Kennedy.
Yeah, John F. K. Check it out. And it's not just a picture. It is an album of, from what I understand, one of his speeches.
I'll be.
And look at the label.
Long.
Diplomat Long Play.
Yeah, 33 1/3, yeah.
You know, and I saw that. I picked it up for 79 cents. I figured, this
Piece
might
of
be
history
worth
right
something
there, yeah.
one day, because, you know,
Well,
it's history. I've never seen an album like this.
and that's you know, the same thing with that 30-06 that I was showing you earlier.
Right? That's a piece of history.
Yeah. Well, I also have paperwork on that stuff is coming.
That thing probably survived 2 wars where it actually was used.
Well, oddly enough, my father, I was fortunate in my youth, he had an old samurai sword from the 16th century and had all the paperwork with it. It was still wrapped in velvet. He was part of that first group that went into Japan during World War II, and, you know, part of the occupied...
Right, right.
They had buried all their museum pieces and treasures into the caves on the beaches.
Right.
Well, conquering heroes, they get to take a war trophy. My father had a 16th century samurai sword.
Right. Now, it's interesting you say about the burying part. I just read something on MSN that a bunch of scientists, I guess, excavationists kind of people, archaeologists, I guess that's the word, are going, I believe they said, to Portugal.
Portugal, okay.
Because at the end of the war, they buried something like 100 and some Spitfires. The airplanes?
Really?
They buried them about 30 feet deep. And they're going over there to excavate them, that most of them were buried in crates.
I would assume so. They want to get them later on to use and...
Well, actually, they just didn't want the enemy to get them. The war was winding down. It would have probably been more costly to bring them back or whatever. So they just buried them.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild, huh?
Well, come on. You've seen Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and all that, so it's not a surprise.
Yeah.
Is that the old mimeograph thermals?
Ditto.
Yeah, the ditto machines. It leaves your fingers purple. It's a clear liquid, and your fingers would be purple when you were done.
Yep.
I remember using those as a teacher assistant in high school.
Now, let me ask you, when you were in school...
You have no idea.
Do you remember when the teacher would hand out the paperwork, and everybody in the class about the same time would...
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Forget sniffing glue, man. That was a heck of a lot better.
You know, and you can't find these anymore. You know why I have them?
I'm afraid to ask.
For tattooing.
Really?
Yeah, you make stencils out of them.
Okay.
You draw it on there, a little mint and speed stick, stick it on, and it stays on there long enough for you to... You can wipe it 2 or 3 times before it'll actually wipe off.
Very cool.
So I thought
I remember you used to take... It was an acetone that they were using on these things, the liquid.
Yeah.
And acetone now is in your rabbit ears.
Yeah. Huh?
Oh, I was finishing acetones and acrylic nails now.
Ah, yeah.
Acetone's been in acrylic nails for years.
It's in all kinds of stuff.
But it's also in your nail polish remover. You have acetone and non-acetone.
But yeah, for you that don't know, those are rabbit ears. Well, that's how you used to get reception on your TV.
Yeah, if you didn't have that big antenna that was mounted around the house, you used these on your TV itself.
Yep, and you know, it's like every channel you had to wiggle it this way or turn it that way and try to get it.
The president's on. He's on every channel. We're gonna miss Flipper.
Right.
Jeff Foxworthy had it right on that.
Yeah.
You play on those things. And you remember when you wrapped them in tin foil?
Oh yeah, to try to get.
Not aluminum foil. That came later. You had tin foil back then.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Floppy disk.
Yeah, you know this one.
Yeah.
So
cool.
What size is it? It's the 5 1/4 floppy.
Okay.
Yep. The original ones.
Yeah. Well, no, not quite the original, but.
Well, I thought before.
For the personal computer, that was one of the first ones.
Yeah, before this, wasn't it on tape? Like reel-to-reel tapes kind of thing?
You had reel-to-reel tapes, but they were also larger discs.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I don't remember them.
My mother would, because she worked in an office that had a whole bunch of those things. Oh, shoe shine brush.
Yeah. You know what they thought it was?
Hairbrush. Oh, clothes brush, okay.
You know?
Looks like our carpet's in there.
Now, let's see. What's in it?
What else is... Oh, it's got the plastic. I should have brought it in.
Okay, I know you know what this is.
Okay. Oh, those things are still in use today.
It looks like the thing you slide your shoe on with.
That's correct. It's called a shoe horn.
Yes, it is.
But you knew what it was used for.
Yeah. Oh, just tore that up. Oh, well.
Good job.
Let's see.
I actually came across in things that my father was getting rid of. He's like, he gave me a box. This is all your stuff. And I'm going, not all of this is mine, but you don't argue with an 87-year-old man. It's just not worth it.
Right, right.
I went across, and one of the things, it was an old Metalworks Incorporated, I think it was the company. It was a chromed box that had the brush on the end of it, only about, like that. But inside the chromed compartment, it had the mirror on the inside of the lid, and it had a razor, the old safety razor.
And now, on the other side of it, did it have the soap thing where you took
the soap brush,
yeah.
and it had the soap?
I'd like to get a hold of one of those.
I looked at that, and I started cleaning it up, and I started looking it up. It looks like it's from the 40s. It was something that was filled, it was a Gillette razor that they put in there, and I'm going, oh, great. It was called the Weekender.
Huh.
I must have spent 3 hours trying to find this thing, because, of course, the company didn't even list on the internet.
Right. Yeah, most of them companies are gone. I still use that old type razor, the one where you screw open and it opens up.
Yeah.
And it has the blade on each end.
Yeah.
And you know what? I still to this day say it gives a better shave than these Track 2, 3, 4, 6, 7.
I've tried, I've tried the old that had, you put the blade on top and it has on both sides. I've used that and I was very happy with that one. Then you had the second, it was a single side blade.
Right.
You put it in, flip it down, and I used that. I've tried the newer single, the double, the triple, the 4-blade, the 5-blade thing. You know what?
They suck.
Well, it's not so much they suck. They all work, but
they clog up.
Well, not even that they clog up. It's the old one lasts longer.
Yeah, that too.
It's a better piece of steel. It lasts longer, and if I really have to, I can go ahead and get a leather strap and just.
Right.
I still have one of those. Somebody, in one of the boxes I was going through, it was one of the old. Don't tell me you have one.
Ah, where is it?
I had one.
I'm sure the older ones are going to, and maybe you've seen the Bugs Bunny cartoons where he's doing the Barber of Seville. He's got that one, he opens it up, it's one big blade, and he's going back and forth on a leather strap. So they still have those. I was like, I don't believe this. I was afraid to use it because it was kind of rusty. I'm like,
right.
No, I'll have to clean this one up before I even think about this. But
now here's something I'm sure everybody will get because they're still in use sometimes.
Oh yeah, I still have a couple of those.
What is it?
I mean, it's a saw. It's a handsaw.
Oh, is it? I thought it was a musical instrument.
Well, some people use it and such.
Good old rednecks can play these things.
Yes, I know.
But yeah, that's an old-fashioned saw. Nowadays, with all our cordless tools and circular saws, these are obsolete. Nobody ever uses them. About the only thing I see them.
Are you kidding? I used that the other day.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did. I wasn't going to pull out an extension cord and everything else just to cut one branch. I just went out, sawed it down. That's it.
Huh. I just pull out the old chainsaw for a branch.
No, not worth it.
No, okay.
Why pollute the air? I'm not using an electric one either.
You know what I see these mostly used for now? Painting.
Painting?
People paint scenes on them and sell them for $55, $60.
Ah, they use it as a canvas.
Yeah.
Good use.
You know? Something different. Now.
Is that what I think it is?
I don't know. What do you think it is?
That looks like an old projector tape. No. Yeah, it is. That's a projector. That's on film.
Yeah.
Is that the old 8mm?
Yes, it is.
What movie is that?
It's not a movie. It's something that my dad took over when he was in Korea.
Oh, okay.
I had the camera too, but I can't find it. I was going to bring that out. I also have an editor. An 8mm editor where you put these on and can cut them apart. It's not like on the computer where you just click a few buttons.
And you can hit him up at Sparky's Wild Side on Facebook, and you can go ahead and make offers on this. He'll take a $1.some million for this.
Yes, I will. I'll tell you what, this one here I'll let go for a cool mill, okay? We can go down. So, this started it, pretty much so.
That looks like, no, is that an old Betamax?
You got it, brother. About half the size of a VHS.
You know,
In fact,
funny.
Let me grab a VHS.
Okay, yeah, this is the Betamax. Who was Beta made by?
GE, was it?
I actually thought it was Sony.
It might have been. Now, here's a regular VHS movie, and you can see the difference.
Yes. Yeah, if memory serves me, it was Sony that backed Beta.
It might have been.
And, of course, VHS won out for years.
Right.
But it turned around in the end. You remember when they, I'm sure you guys will remember more, You have an Xbox or you had the PlayStation. The Xbox used a high definition DVD, and of course the PlayStation went to Blu-ray. What lasted?
I don't play any video games.
Have you heard of a high definition DVD anymore? Exactly. The HD DVD went the same way as the Beta. It got phased out, and the Blu-ray survived. And of course, Blu-ray this time was Sony.
Remember what they had before this?
The old reel-to-reel for audio, but
no. Remember the big
laser discs?
Yes,
I had those.
Yeah,
I had those.
They didn't last. I don't think they lasted a year, did they?
No, they lasted about 3 years.
Did they?
And as a matter of fact, I had the Lord of the Rings on the laser disc. I had the Return of the King, and I had the Fellowship of the Ring, the Twin Towers. It was animated over people actually had done the job, and it was they did animation over top of it.
You don't know?
I know, it's like not there today.
Okay.
Well, it's
That's all right.
See this? Back in the day.
bank book.
That's right.
A bank account book. Being that we didn't have computers and all that good stuff to keep track, you went and you took this to the bank, and they actually typed your deposit or your withdrawal into it, box on the red side, and that's how you kept track of your account. Nowadays, you get a statement once a month, and that's about it anymore.
Well, now that I'm seeing all these things, I understand why you asked if I had any of the old stuff and asked if I still had that 8-track tape that I found in the boxes. Unfortunately, I threw it out before you asked about it. So, but the other one, you showed the record. You know what that is?
Remember those things?
Yes.
You just stick them in the thing and listen to it.
It's a cassette tape, and this is where the Walkman started, followed by the Discman and whatever.
Man, I hated those things.
And now, look.
Now you're like,
everything comes on a disc anymore.
Pretty much.
Your music, movies,
in some way, shape, or form,
TVs,
it's a disc.
It's a disc.
Let's see if anybody. Oh yeah, I got one here, and it's never been used. It's still its original packaging.
Let's see. You know what it is?
For a computer?
Well,
is this a modem?
It's a phone modem.
Awesome. Wow.
Now, we're in the day where everybody has, for the most part, you have the high-speed internet. You're either on DSL or you've got a fiber optic line, and you've got the cable version of their broadband. And you're getting, what is it, a 5 megabit download to a 50 megabit download, something like that?
Something like that.
You remember what these things were starting off at? 9.6 kilobits per second. Then you got a little bit faster. You went to the 14.4.
Right.
And then the 28.8. Yeah, that's kilobits versus the megabits, where it's 1,000 times as fast.
I'm telling you.
So yeah, take your wonderful, 5 or even a 50 gigabit, a 50 megabit modem that you're doing for your high-speed internet. So if it takes you 2 seconds to download, now make it 2,000 seconds to download, because that's what we were dealing with back then.
Oh man, when you try to download something, you go ahead and start downloading, you head out to the kitchen and cook dinner.
Oh come on, we used to, just logging on used to take that long. You get the dial tone and then go on to your AOL, your CompuServe, or whoever the heck it was. For the people, even Roadrunner had a dial-up. I remember when I was first selling the internet.
Yeah,
they had that as a backbone, as a backup for it.
Yeah, and I mean, if I remember correctly, you couldn't use your phone while you were on the computer.
No, you couldn't. That's when they allowed that second phone line in the house. Everyone was like,
yeah.
I just wish I had one of the old cell phones, one of those original ones.
I found my old Nokia the other day.
It's still tiny compared to what we used to have.
Teabag.
Oh, I know what that is. Because I found it.
I don't remember what this is. This looks like it's a cap of some sort.
Let me show you.
Cap of some sort, yeah. Yeah.
They don't do as well on these bottles.
No, probably
the older
great on
bottles, they had that fatter lip
Yeah.
there. Because that's what they used on them.
Yeah. Our prop girl's afraid of the camera, isn't she?
Yeah. Tell them what you thought it was at first.
I don't remember what I thought it was at first.
I'll remind you, it had something to do with religion.
Ah, yes, for the... Yeah, it was the other one. I thought it was for the incense.
The incense.
But you didn't show me that one on your right there.
Oh, okay.
The viewers left.
Ancient tea bags.
Yeah.
You put your loose tea
The
in there.
screen one I knew offhand,
Right.
but the other one I thought it was one of the ones for the incense.
You know, it's incredible. In fact, I just used this one the other night.
Did you use it to make coffee?
No, it didn't
Oh.
work for the coffee. The coffee went right through it.
Oh.
It was too fine. And then, this is kind of cool. Let me load it. Okay. Stick 'em up! Do you know what that is?
That looks like a very old caulking gun.
That's what she said.
Never seen it.
Remember when oil came in a can?
Oh yeah, you had to put the spout in.
Oil spout. Put the can in there, squeeze it, it pinches it into there, and then you don't spill
never
it.
seen it. I always, when I played with it, I had to put the spout, you actually had to drive in.
Right. The big chrome one that but the same kind of thing.
Yeah, be
Cool,
thankful.
huh?
Well, you probably had to do that once or twice in your life.
Yeah.
So did I.
Yeah.
You ever tried to put a tire on without all the extra tools?
Oh yeah.
Fun, isn't it?
Oh yeah. You ever try to take a tire off a rim without the tools?
Yeah, I'm using a crowbar and and wanting ready to kill somebody.
Back in the day, you couldn't just drive down to Tire Kingdom and say, "Hey, I need my tire fixed." You had to do it yourself.
Oh wait a minute. Back then, you still used to do inner tubes.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, bias belted instead of the radials.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of things have
Back when they had
changed.
those huge white walls was a common thing.
Yeah.
I miss those cars.
Ah, I do too.
I could work on those.
Yeah, I hear you. Nowadays, you know, you open the hood and you look at it, and you can't even find the engine. It's got so much bullshit on them.
What car did you learn to work on?
That would probably been my dad's Jaguar. He had an XKE,
Really?
and back in them days, they had the 3 Weber Deuces, you know, three 2-barrel carburetors. And every weekend you had to go out there and sync up them carburetors and adjust them, and he was always working on that thing until it caught on fire.
I learned on a 68 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. Points, plugs, and condenser.
Yeah?
And it didn't have an alternator, it had a generator.
Yeah.
But the funny thing was you could crawl around that engine. A 472 engine, but the compartment was so big, you could basically sleep in there if you had to.
Well, you taken, like you said, what was it, a 472?
Hmm?
Okay, in my caddy I had the 426.
Okay.
And no pollution devices.
No.
So it's like you said, you know, you just step over your grill, get in there, get all comfortable, sit down on the fender and work on it.
Yeah.
Nowadays, every spot in that engine compartment
It's full of
has some
something.
kind of bullshit. And most of it is that, just bullshit.
Yeah, you just said sitting on the fender. Have you seen one of those insurance commercials where the woman opens the door in traffic and the car comes by and takes the door off?
Yeah.
I love that one.
My father and I were sitting there because he'd come to visit before we left, and that commercial popped on.
Uh-huh.
He goes, "Your mother did that." And I'm looking at him, did what? And he points to the commercial and looks at it. I'm like, okay, what car did she do that on? Now, you remember my father was a cop in Philly.
Right.
She was driving his Cadillac. She had to pick up my grandmother. She'd come back from some place at the airport.
Uh-huh.
They went into South Philly to pick up something for cooking, whatever it was. And my mother didn't look, opened the door, and a truck came by and took the door off that caddy. Of course, that has to be the one time my father is across the street in uniform with his partner in their car, and he watches this. Now that caddy was my father's pride and joy. So when this door came off, you can let somebody just take a key and go down the side of a brand new, just painted Corvette type thing.
Right.
What's your reaction going to be?
kill, murder, maim.
Right. So my father actually gets out of the car and starts walking across the street, and he just picks up the door. Now this is a '68 Coupe de Ville. This tells you how mad he was, because when you're that angry, you don't understand weight. There is no such thing as limits of strength.
Okay, let me throw some. Do I understand? Do I?
I take it this is Hecker and Sommer.
You finish yours and I'll tell you mine.
So he gets up and puts the door in place where the hinges should be, and just slams the door. So now it's in place. Tells my mother, "Go home, Mary." My grandmother's sitting on the other side of the car, just wondering when her son is finally going to completely lose all control. My mother starts pushing the buttons, the lever, and the window goes up and down. She's testing the window. She goes, "The windows still work." My father just looked at, "Go home, Mary."
Now.
My grandmother's going, "Mariucci, let's go." They never called her Mary, they called her Mariucci. I don't understand why. But
it's an Italian thing.
I'm Italian, I still don't understand that one fully, but she goes home, and I am thankful that I was not yet born. I'm hearing all these stories. I had heard this before and had forgotten it. I don't forget it now. It's one of those, yeah.
Well, as you were saying, I couldn't know how, but yes, I did. Halloween several years ago, I had a minivan, a Plymouth Voyager, okay? We're going through our neighborhood. I had this sliding door open so they could get in easy and out.
Okay.
We're done in this neighborhood. We're going to go over to another one. All right, Ash, go ahead and close that. It's stuck, Dad. It won't close. Pull it harder. I am. It won't close. Damn it. I got to stop, get out of the car, walk around, right? I'm like, it fell off.
It fell off.
There's 3 points that hold it on.
It fell
one up here, one here, and the one on the bottom, right? The 2 top ones released. So it's laying there on the ground, attached to the van, And I'm looking. All right. So I try to pick it up, get it. It won't. Okay?
Ron White is watching our show and adding to his next skit on stage.
Okay,
you know that, right?
I just hope he gives me credit for it, okay? So, I always have rope in the car. Except this night. What do you mean my rope's not there? Where did it go? Well, Austin was using it for... So I didn't have that either. So these two, they wanted to laugh so bad, but they were so scared.
Oh, yeah.
They'd never seen me that pissed off. So what I do, this thing is heavy,
Yeah.
I'm pissed. I'm stuck in the middle of the road. My door's halfway laying on the ground. I picked that thing up. I ripped it off. And now the kids, their eyes are like this big. They're like, oh, shit. We're going to get our ass kicked. Of course. Open the thing up, shove it back in there. I'm bitching the whole way home.
That was a very silent ride for the rest of his life.
I looked at them, and every time I look at them, you can see this. What are you laughing at? I'm not laughing, Dad. You want to laugh? No, I don't. Okay. So, yeah, we got home. Needless to say, we didn't do any more trick-or-treating that night. We were all tricked out. Got home and, just parked the van. What can you do? I'm thinking, Jesus, how am I going to fix this? This is going to cost me a fortune.
Yeah.
And,
you went to a junkyard, just got a new door, didn't you?
No, actually, went down to... I was on my way to a junkyard for that. I stopped there at Mike's, at my local mechanic there. And I was like, guys, can you look at this? I doubt you can fix it, but I figured I stopped here first. I said, I don't care if it opens or closes. Put the damn thing in and weld it in. Just close the hole. This was, it was chilly.
Okay.
So, but they managed to fix it. It didn't look the greatest, but I didn't care. It still worked. Actually worked better than it's ever worked before, But yeah, that was a night. And these kids, I've never seen them be so good.
You're saying these trips, and of course, like we said at the opening of the show, I just came back from taking a trip to...
Hey, waitress, can I get another one? Yeah, get her another soda, too. Thanks.
And for you, possibly.
And, Yeah, you said food. Didn't he place an order when we walked in?
I think so.
Okay.
Didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Well, I need to go use the restroom because I left real hard. I gotta pee now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll go. Slap him around.
Ask somebody what's up with the food.
I'll wait till they come back. You got any of those videos?
Yeah. What do you want to throw on there?
I don't know. Surprise me.
Well, why don't we take a look back at last summer, some of the stuff we did
Okay.
at Harbor Town.
Okay, we can do that.
In
I was
fact,
thinking music, but that's actually...
There's one I can think of in particular. There's this guy, I don't know what the hell the thing was called, but it looked like a snowboard with a seat on it.
It looked like the airplane rudder had been turned upside down.
Yes! He gets pulling behind this boat. This thing rises up in the air, what, 3-4 feet? And this man is doing flips on it off the wake of the boat.
Let's go to the video.
Take a look, check it out. This shit is wild, and we'll be back. So you're back.
Yeah.
Everything come out all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Cool.
didn't know
Did you happen to talk to a waitress or anything? Find out what's up with the food?
Yeah, they're gonna be on their way.
Okay.
Ask and ye shall
there it
receive.
is. Awesome.
What did you order? Oh!
We got the special. You want that one? Take that. Oh, because it has the most, huh?
Yeah.
Vinny?
Growing shot. I don't care.
I'll take the one closest to me.
That sounds like a
I don't
plan.
have to
Let me
reach
get this out the way.
across.
Barbecue sauce?
Honey, we got some barbecue sauce?
Yes, I'll be right back.
Alrighty. Here, you want to take your tray with you? We don't need that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
New waitresses, you love that, don't you? You
Yeah.
like torturing the new waitresses, I think.
Yeah. I think the management now warns them about us.
Well, they definitely warned them about you.
Hey, I'm not the one who was in a nut house for 3 weeks.
I wasn't in a nut house. Actually, Nut House probably would have been safer.
You keep going with that lie.
Think about something. And you're saying Nut House. These type of trips would send you to Nut House. Do you remember taking the long vacation trips with your family when you were a kid?
We never did.
You never did that one.
No.
You've seen National Lampoon's Vacation, right? Chevy Chase?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody, I think, has seen that movie now.
Nope.
How many people have lived it?
You?
Oh, I have. Once my father moved to Florida, every summer, we took that trip up Interstate 95 back to Philadelphia. I remember one trip when I was just learning to read a map. Do you remember when you were taught how to read the map properly on the road map?
I was never taught. It was one of them things that just kind of came natural to me.
The old man made a point of actually teaching how to read the map.
Mm-hmm.
So as we're coming through, and you're from up that area, the Washington, D.C. circle.
Oh, the Beltway.
Yeah.
Capitol Beltway.
Yeah, okay. Well, that D.C. circle, yeah, that 95 turns into 295 in that area. Just totally messes something up. Well, they were always doing construction on that. Every time we were on a trip, they were in another construction era.
Yeah.
And the exits would be changed, or they'd be closed for temporary reasons, or worst came to worst, you just outright missed it.
Yeah.
So we're coming back from Philadelphia. We're in that circle, in a traffic jam, and we can't get over, but things are kind of going right now. I'm looking at them like, okay, I'm looking for the exit.
Right. You're on the Beltway, or are you on 95 getting ready to get on the Beltway?
Well, it's that circle goes around. I think it was actually considered 295 or 495.
495.
495.
So you were on 495 or getting ready to get on it?
On it. We were in the circle.
Mm-hmm.
And my father got finally fed up with the traffic jam. Did we miss our exit? No. The exit still should be ahead of us. It happens once. It happened twice. On the third time that he's starting to wonder about this, the traffic jam's starting to get to him, if we miss that exit, you better get out of this truck and run.
So did you get out?
I had my hand on the handle. I'm ready to jump out of this truck as soon as it stops moving at all. I'm like, forget this mess. I'm out of here. I'm going to run my head behind back to Philadelphia.
Right.
And Aunt Loretta and Grant will take care of me. I'm out of here.
I hear you. Well,
Before he stopped, there was the
Let me
exit
interrupt
to
you
get to.
real quick here. Since our food is here, and we don't want to be rude and all, we're going to go ahead and eat. And I think I'm going to throw some of them videos from last summer out there at Harbor Town.
Oh, you mean what, that one that on that hydroplaning thing isn't enough?
Well, that was pretty cool, but remember the Red Bull Wakeboard Open?
I didn't go to that, but I saw it on TV. They
Yeah.
had that on NBC Sports.
They had part of it down in Tampa.
Right.
The first leg of it was here at Sun West.
Really?
And I got some video of that. We were out there quite a few times this summer partying, got some wakeboard and kneeboard video.
I think I was only out there once, and I was holding down the tent from the rainstorm that came through.
Yeah, that was a wicked rainstorm.
Yeah.
Right? That was after I threw you in the water, though, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yeah, that's it. And you remember, after I'd taken this dive in the water, I hope he didn't have his cell phone on him.
Right? But anyway, we're going to throw this video up there, and I'm going to mix some deadlift music in with it.
Okay.
It's just the music, no words. They're a metal band that has pretty good music. We're going to use them at the Relay for Life. Why? Because it's the only metal band that's not cussing.
Yes, profanity is frowned upon.
Yes. So you guys check this video out, listen to this tunes, and we'll be back in a few. was good.
Yes, it was. I hope you didn't order dessert because, man, I'm afraid to even try.
They got some good desserts here. They got this awesome cream pie. You could ask AJ about that.
Again, I feel for you, brother, but I just can't seem to reach, even now.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Well, you are. You feel for the person because you feel bad. You feel for them, but you can't seem to reach.
Ah, okay, I got it. I understand. I hope that waitress comes and gets our... Oh, here she comes.
Can I take your garbage?
Sure can.
Actually, you've been dealing with him for any length of time. You've been taking garbage to him when he walked in.
Do you guys want anything else?
A stack of 20s about shoulder high? I tried.
So, but anyway, so what'd you think about the summer video? I can't wait for summer to come again. I'm eager to get back up there to Harbor Town.
You know,
in fact, speaking Harbor Town, I saw Jack last night.
Uh-huh.
And I asked him what was going on.
But they were supposed to start construction already.
They were hoping to, and he said something about the other night he was hoping to know something within the next week. And as soon as he does, he wanted to know if he can get with us and do another show about Harbor Town. And I said, well, you don't even have to know anything. We can do a show about Harbor Town, you know. There's always something good going on there.
Yeah, you pushing me in the water with all the cell phones in my pocket.
That was real fun.
Wait, was it actually in your... Oh.
No, thank God. No, it's okay. From now on, I'll know to make sure my phone is in a Ziploc baggie before I even go around the water.
Yeah.
You know what's even safer? Just keep an eye on me.
Yeah.
Just watch for me.
Wait. There's girls in bikinis walking around. I'm supposed to keep my eye on you? Get real.
Well, what's more important? Seeing girls in bikini or the safety of your life?
You're not going to kill me.
Okay.
You might ruin a phone, but you're not going to kill me.
Watch the girls then.
Yeah.
Okay. But, anyway, like I said last night, I talked to Jack, and it was at the meeting for the Relay for Life.
Yeah.
And,
that's a go, right?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Going to do April 26th,
April 26th. And the event actually starts at 6 o'clock.
Right.
But they had mentioned to me that they would like me to have the entertainment starting at about 3. So as they're setting up stages and everything else, there's something going on. So, you know, I was thinking they wanted me to get I thought they had a DJ themselves. And it was just told to me last night that evidently they're not going to have a DJ. They'll have a master of ceremonies that takes care of talking about their stuff, you know, the relay itself. But the in-between time, they don't have someone for that. So I was actually thinking about trying to get a hold of Sideshow for it.
That would be one of the first people I think of.
You know, he does a lot of that
DJing
and stuff like that, so I thought he'd be great for that.
He just started a new job. I hope...
Yeah, I saw that, but I also saw that he's still doing the DJing at night because he, what was it, Saturday night, I believe, he did it down at Bourbon Street.
Yeah, somebody told me about that.
The karaoke guy didn't show up or something. Hey, I wonder if that would go over. Do a little karaoke, too, there.
There's no alcohol there.
Yeah, but it's all kids. They're dumb anyway. They don't need alcohol to get dumb.
Just use 5-hour energies and watch what happens.
God. But anyway.
Oh, come on. You've seen the commercial. He's knitting a sweater while he's running a 10K.
Yeah, right. But anyway, next month, is it next? Yeah, next month, one of the other relays is having a fishing tournament at Harbor Town. And then in March, our relay is having a fishing tournament at Harbor Town. Now, I don't know, the Spring Hill one is the first one.
Okay.
I believe our date, I'd have to check on this, I believe it was March 19th. And it's $100 a boat to register. And I believe there's like, they said there was, I think, 4 lakes.
Did you say March 19th?
Yes.
As in 2 days after St. Patrick's Day?
Probably.
So you're going to have all these people getting drunk on green beer, suffer through the hangover on the 18th, just to come back and get drunk in the sun on the 19th.
Yeah. Hey, they're fishermen. They do this every day.
Yeah, fishing. You know what fishing is? It's a reason to get away from your spouse and be drunk for a long period of time.
You got it. But on this deal, they got some serious prizes. I think it was, I'd have to look up for sure, but I think it was $1,000 for the biggest fish.
You've been married before. The biggest
Twice.
prize is that you're away from your wife for several hours.
Yeah, but you know what? My wife used to bait the hooks for me. Nothing better than
That's
Peter
weird.
in a thong at the front of the boat putting a worm on a hook, you know? Yeah,
There are some wives that don't look good in the thong.
that's true.
Of course, I pity those guys.
Yeah, I know a few of them. Oh, speaking of, remember at the pool 2 years ago, that 400-pound woman in the bikini? It was a regular bikini, but I swear it looked like a thong.
Just because they make it, it goes for guys and girls. Just because they make it in your size does not mean you're supposed to wear it.
Well, at least not in public, all right?
Right.
Keep that shit in your bedroom. But anyway, as I was saying, you know, $1,000 for the biggest fish, and then there was a prize for the smallest, not the smallest fish, but the smallest catch out of all your group, the lowest weight, and then a few other prizes. And like I say, there's 4 or 5 lakes out there they're going to be using. And as I get more information about this, we'll put it out to you. And then, of course, it'll be on Sparky's Wild Side on Facebook. And then, you know, just all the fun we have there. I just can't wait till they start building.
Well, this is still all in the, you know, we're going to Harbor Town on this, but you're still pushing that Relay for Life right now. That's what this is all for. And we know that he's, you know, a big supporter of that type of thing, so.
Yeah. And, you know, the relay, we're looking at starting about 6 at night on Friday. I'd have to look at the calendar. I don't know if Friday was the 26th and it's going until the 27th, or if it's the 25th going to the 26th.
Well, you have the links to the Relay for Life page for this, right? For our event?
Yeah.
Why don't you just flash on the bottom of the screen?
Yeah, it's an easy one.
Okay.
www.relayforlife.com. Is that a backslash or a forward slash?
I don't know, but it's at the bottom.
It's one of the slashes, and it says.
Look at the bottom of your screen, you'll see it.
We'll put it out there. But yeah, I asked them last night. I'm trying to get a fix on what exactly I am doing. I know what I'm supposed to do, but what are they going to let me do?
Okay.
I'm in charge of entertainment. I've got lots of bands that have come on board that want to get involved. And I'm even going to go down to the county building and see about if we can get a permit to play music all night. Piss off the locals.
Well, it's being held where?
At 5A High School on there.
What residential is around 5A?
Oh, there's all kinds of residential right off of the 52.
Is there really?
Yeah, they complain about the bells ringing every day.
But
you live by a school.
Yeah.
Wake up, people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I worked in a school for 19 years. Come
Next
on, man.
month, our meeting is actually at 5A.
Okay.
And there's supposed to be 3 or 4 teams out of 5A that are doing, the relay teams.
Mm-hmm.
And I think next month when I'm there, I'm going to see about talking to all the kids and see if maybe kids that live right there in that community could go around to all their neighbors and say, hey, look, this is a good cause. Can you help us out? And not call the police.
Well, all that is, there's such a thing that's called a variance, and they can get it for 1 day.
Right.
They'll probably check it anyway. If you get enough people to sign off on it, it's like, yeah, okay. It's a one-night deal.
Right.
It's
and
for,
it's a great cause, because,
truthfully, is there anybody now that doesn't
know anybody that's had to deal
endured
with cancer?
Yeah.
It's everywhere. And
They
everybody,
finally
it
claimed my
touches
aunt.
everybody.
She beat it once, but the last time caught her, and she was 89 at the time, so,
My friend's sister just died last week.
How old is she? 22.
What about little Nathan?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's another one. All the rest of
He's,
people should...
14 years old, and he's going to come out, if we're going to put a team together, he said he'll come out and be on our team.
Okay.
And, it's incredible. A friend of mine,
again,
about 8 years ago, let's see, what am I, I'm 54, he's 10 years younger, 34, no, 44, 8 years from now. 34, he died of pancreatic cancer. He kept having, stomach pains and pain all the time. And he kept just putting it off, and then he finally got back here to Florida. I talked him into going to the doctor, and the doctor told him to go home and take care of his affairs, that if he had 6 months, he had a long time.
Right.
And I think it was about 4 months later he was gone.
You don't have HBO, do you? You didn't get the...
No.
They've been running a special on Vince Lombardi this last month. You know what finally took out Vince Lombardi? He had cancer of the intestines and the pancreas, not pancreas, the colon.
Wow.
And he had it for a long time and just ignored it. And this is something you see a lot of football coaches do during the season, especially.
Right.
Nothing exists
other than the game.
Other than the game, and Lombardi has got to be the epitome of that. I mean, I truly pity his wife and his children because all that became secondary to his coaching.
Right.
And they do the coaching, one, because they love it, and two, because that's what puts food on the table for their family. And they start getting in that mode. I've lost I don't know how many girlfriends and spouses to becoming sports widows. 19 years of coaching football and basketball. If they weren't into the sport, they didn't stick with me long.
Yeah, right.
So I appreciate that how long that she stayed with him, but here he was 57 years old and died from cancer. And it's like, how did everybody says Vince Lombardi. How old did you think he was when we finally lost him?
Right.
I guarantee you it wasn't 57. Everybody expected him to be older.
Mm-hmm.
But he was part of that old breed that just ignored it for God only knows how long.
Right.
And they claimed him. I mean, how many other people do that? How many women ignore checking their breasts for the lumps? How many guys ignore the prostate cancer because they're going to the test kind of creeps them out?
Yeah, I wouldn't want something stuck on my butt. No. Let alone a camera. Jeez.
So it's just one of those things. How many people ignore? And it's saying it a shame doesn't even quite cut it. It's beyond a shame.
Yeah.
Because here it is, you're losing people that might be safe if they took a little more concern.
Right.
Of course, then again, with the way the medical field has become, and with the insurance
you should go to the doctor and, the old saying, practicing medicine, I understand it now. Because they don't know. They're just guessing. Here, try this. Let's see if that helps. Oh, man, your sugar went up to 400. You lost 70 pounds in 3 weeks. Okay, must not have been that one. Here, try this one instead. That's what I'm going through with my
Why do you
diabetes.
think when I got the diagnosis that my cholesterol was too high, they wanted me to take pills, and I'm like, no, I got a different idea. And I just increased the amount of garlic and onion that I was using in my food.
You know what's good for it? Grapefruit.
Never knew that, but when I usually wanted to lose weight, I usually started eating grapefruit as part of my breakfast.
Grapefruit is good for cholesterol. But it's really strange. They give you the cholesterol medicine, and right on the medicine it says, do not use any grapefruit products. No grapefruit juice, no grapefruits, because it does something with the medicine. And truthfully, I kind of think that's a bullshit. I think, we know that the grapefruit helps lower cholesterol. Because when I was younger, every morning, a quart of ruby red grapefruit juice. People look at me, how can you drink that shit?
Actually,
like this.
Open mouth, pour down my throat.
Yeah. That was good stuff,
Every morning you took the vitamin pill because that was, there were certain things you knew, the parents knew you weren't going to eat. Take the vitamin pill to try and cover that one. Glass of orange juice, then have your breakfast. Yeah. My father was religious about that. And I remember when I was dealing with my ex, she had the 4 kids, and I started doing the same thing. And I bought them gummy bear vitamins.
Gotcha.
Because they didn't want to take the vitamins. You know what happened? I went to give the vitamins out to all 4 of them, and the things were gone. And I'm like, where? I just bought them 2 days ago. Where are the vitamins?
They thought they were candy?
One of the boys thought it was just a bag of gummy bears and ate the whole bloody thing. I looked at it and I said, I hope your hair falls out.
Yeah, right. But back in the day, you said like your dad would take his vitamins and drink his orange juice and all that. It was a different day back then. That's what everybody pretty much so did.
Yeah, but my grandmother also used to pour a shot of anisette in her coffee. When she got older, she started putting sambuca in her coffee.
Yeah, that works too.
Everything in moderation.
But
she was 103 when she finally left us.
Nowadays, everything is
right.
pre-made. Throw it in the microwave for 2 minutes. There's your dinner, with all kinds of preservatives and all kinds of God knows what the hell they.
That's why I still make my own, spaghetti sauce, the red sauce. I still make my own meatballs. If I have the time, I'll make my own pasta, the linguine and such. I still know how to do it. I'm cursing that I don't have that KitchenAid mixer that I see on Multi Mario. I hate the guy every once in a while when I see that.
Or is that the one that just spins around in the bowl?
That's the KitchenAid mixer, but there's an attachment that goes in the mixer that flattens the pasta.
Oh.
instead of rolling it out on a table by hand like I was taught, this makes it so much faster.
Don't you just like type it out on Amazon and see how much it is?
The KitchenAid mixer is about $300.
Oh, I thought you just wanted the attachment.
No, you have to have the mixer.
Well, you gotta have the mixer to use the attachment.
I have one of the old pasta machines that you actually crank to make the pasta go through.
Oh, you have one?
And
I don't think so.
I got evil the other day last time I got pissed off. I attached my electric drill to it. And, did the cordless. Put the bit in there. Put it.
So would that be considered speedy noodles?
I don't know, but buddy, believe me, it saved my arm a lot of that cranking.
Yeah, I guess.
I still remember my grandmother when she was teaching us to cook. She had a 4-foot rolling pin, and if you smart mouthed while she was cooking, she had an extra 4 feet to slap you in the back of the head with.
Yeah, I bet. Made out of wood too, huh?
No, that was actually the plastic one.
Oh.
And one year we got her a regular sized rolling pin. We got her a marble one.
Wow.
That must be the biggest mistake I ever made.
Yeah, that really hurt, huh?
I didn't give her a reason to hit me with it.
Oh, okay.
I watched her one time chase my father out of his own kitchen. She came to visit.
You told me about that.
Beating him in the head with a rolling pin.
Oh, that wasn't
Get out of my
the time
kitchen.
you and him had gotten in the fight beforehand and still had black eyes and stuff? That was another time she chased him out, huh?
Oh, no. She was old enough that she wasn't going to get up out of the chair. She just guilt tripped us for the next 2 days. I'm thankful she didn't have the rolling pin.
We have a wooden rolling pin.
Yeah, we do.
You know what? I miss the old woman, but there are certain factors I think she's not around anymore.
Right.
Because I'd probably get slapped up the side of the head even more than I used to.
Yeah. Your ass got a little smarter, huh?
My whole body got smarter.
But anyway, so, you know what we're doing Friday night? You going with me?
What was Friday night?
The Jackson 5 talent show at SFU, or USF,
SFU? Rather. What is SFU?
Suck up, fucker.
That would be SUF.
Oh.
I think you mean the University of South Florida where they have that
yes.
that like step team competition or
It's
a
talent
competition?
It's a talent competition, but we know a group that's going to be going down there, and
I've seen them perform at FUW.
Yes, that's probably what confused me. The FUW and the
It doesn't take
USF
much to confuse you. Just look at your hat.
What's wrong with my hat?
There's scribble all over it.
Scribble? Brother, those are signatures.
God, I thought doctors were bad. Whose signatures are those?
You know, I had this hat appraised. I'll let you take a wild guess what it came back appraised
Okay,
as.
well, whose signatures are on there?
All right, well, that one there, the ones I recognize. Ken Schrader.
Schrader, okay. And NASCAR guys.
Rusty Wallace.
Okay.
Jimmy Johnson. Tony Raines. God, they have such bad handwriting.
I know. That's why I thought it was scribble from a distance.
The 16 car. Biffle. Greg Biffle. That might be Tony Stewart's. I'm not sure. Casey Kane.
Okay.
Benson. Johnny Benson.
Okay.
That's an old one.
Okay. What are they offering?
Dale Jarrett.
What are they throwing? About 500 for the hat?
Add one more zero.
5 large?
5 large.
For the hat?
For the hat.
Why do you still have it in your hand?
Because I have 2 of them. No, actually, nobody has that kind of money for a hat.
They can pay 1-point-something million for a gramophone. They can't go up, $5 grand for a hat.
I know it. That's them race fans for you, you know. But yeah.
Tell them to smoke a few packs less and buy the hat.
Right now, if somebody was to offer me $1,000 for it, I would probably sell it.
Okay, offers, ladies and gentlemen, you already heard it.
You know, I've got 2 of those, and Kurt Busch. But it was the last year of the Winston Cup, and I got 48 signatures on the hat. The following year, they what was it, Nextel?
Yes,
took it over, and now it's Sprint.
Yeah.
And yeah, I figured I'd wear it. Just matches the shirt somewhat, you know. I know they're not signatures; it's my scribble shirt.
Yeah.
But you know what the heck. But anyway, so this weekend, Friday, we're gonna go check out the talent show.
Yeah, I'll write shotgun on that.
Sounds like a plan. And I mean, I get so many invites to so many different shows now. I don't know which to go to. You know, I wish there was 5 of me and I could go to 5 different shows a night.
The world couldn't handle 5 of you.
No, but we could probably make some changes then, you know. But anyway, yeah, I was thinking about going down to the monster trucks this week. And
I was unimpressed last year. As much as I like the monster trucks and I like seeing the cars get crushed and everything, it just didn't... Something just wasn't right for me.
Too much in between time. Turning the trucks back over, getting the wrecked stuff out of the way. I mean, you know, you go to the show, it's a 3-hour show, and it's the same thing you see on the TV in a half hour.
Yeah.
You know, so you actually...
But there's still a difference of being there. Who's your favorite truck?
I'd probably have to go with the Gravedigger.
Yeah, very common. You're not alone on that one.
That's because I've actually met Dennis.
No, that's all I at this point.
So, you know,
other people.
And that makes it easier to root for somebody that you've actually met, you know. He's a nice guy. He's been around since the beginning. He was one of the first with Bigfoot. And, you know, that's someone you don't see anymore.
No, I'm about to say I miss Bigfoot. I remember going to when Bigfoot was still the king of the monster trucks.
Yeah. And actually, when it was Bigfoot, it was just a regular truck customized.
Yeah.
Now, it's just a look-alike body anymore.
Right, it's that fiberglass.
Well, it's a fiberglass body, but look at the framing and all.
Yeah.
It's a...
Yeah, there is a lot of work involved in that. Now, actually, I like Medusa, the former wrestler.
Yeah, she's hot.
Well, it's not that. She's a former wrestler, and I just kind of root for Medusa. Pretty much for... She's one of the wrestlers.
Right.
I mean, if Goldberg still was running the truck out there, I'd probably root for him, too. But, and there was, at one point, I think there was an NWO truck out there when the old New World Order was running.
Yeah, I seem to remember that.
Yeah.
I don't remember who was driving it.
I don't know. I remember Hogan was leading the NWO, and it was back at that time. So.
Now, for a while there in that area, I believe a lot of the trucks had something to do for wrestling. I think it may have been just for a couple events or something.
Yeah, that was big at the time, and especially in the '90s. It was during the Attitude Era in WWE, and WCW was running with Hogan and the NWO, and everybody got jumped on the bandwagon. And it brought a lot of fans that weren't going to the events before, made that crossover, and it helped.
Right.
I mean, it gets the fans up, but everybody's competing for the same thing, that almighty dollar.
Yeah.
And there's just not as many to spread around as there used to be.
I hear you. That's the main reason we're not going on. When I looked at it online last week, they had a promotional event, $100 for 4 double tickets.
Oh, cool.
To both events.
That's only $12.50 a ticket.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh yeah, all about that. Well, Saturday we went online. I was going to go ahead and pay for it and do it. Couldn't find the promotion anywhere. And I'm not paying $37.50 per ticket.
No, that's just too expensive.
That's the nose. That's not the good seats.
I know.
You know, those are just, hey, here's a seat. And it was okay last time. I got a little bit of good video to run on the show last week. But for all in all, to spend, you figure by the time you pay the tax and everything, you're paying at least $40 a ticket. That's, $160.
Actually, normally it's more than that. Like, the taxes and stuff on the tickets, it's like $5 to $7.
It's not there's also that
service fee.
Yeah.
Service fee. Thank you. That's not what I was thinking, but that's what it is. But I was looking to see. You remember WWE came to town last Monday?
Right.
For the Raw. You know what nosebleed tickets were going for on that one?
What, $50, $70?
No, they were only $32 a piece. Plus there was the service fee, and they were like $35. That's for the nosebleeds. I'm going.
Yeah, you got to bring your own binoculars.
Yeah. Of course, then I'm afraid to ask how much Jimmy Mack paid. I don't know if you saw him. He had that sign with the rock, the blue Brahma bull on it. He was right along the railing at the entrance ramp when they had the Rock and CM Punk were barking back and forth. Yeah. If you look in between into the back, there was his sign with the bull on it. I'm going, oh, good. He's on TV this time. Maybe now stop bitching on BB on the WrestleMania 24 video. But
now, if you would guess, what would you guess those tickets would run for?
About $200.
About $200. That's insane.
I spent for WrestleMania 24. Then we're going back 4 or 5 years. It was $200 a ticket. And of course, I was on those me and Jimmy Mack paired up because I had just gotten split up with my ex. We were on those last 2 seats in the row. And where Shawn Michaels went to his knees to look up to the sky and pray, we were dead even with him. I probably was maybe 15 feet from him.
Cool.
And the other thing was I had that sign for the Undertaker, 16-0, because I was like, okay, this is Taker's. They're not going to take the streak from Taker.
Right.
And so when Edge came down for his entrance, I had the sign out. So every time they show Edge in that entrance, you see that 16-0 sign, and Jimmy Mack has been screaming every time he sees it. Not only on the WrestleMania 24 DVD and on some of the posters, it was in the encyclopedia, it went on a bunch of the video games, and then when they came out with this Undertaker streak video, about 3 minutes into the video, that sign was there again, and Jimmy's just...
That's pretty
And I'm just
awesome.
like, sorry.
Now, just a sign, or they get you in it too?
I'm holding the sign.
Right,
so
but
I'm in there as well.
So they got to see it wasn't like you had the sign in front of your face.
No, I was out here. I was like,
Gotcha.
And of course, when
Yeah, but you're only 10 feet tall, so you know everyone can see it.
actually when you're right up against the railing, pretty much everybody can see. So, and of course, when Edge was out there, I had it lower to try and make sure I got it, because I always had that low to look up. I'm going to make sure it's low enough that you're going to see it. And it worked out well. It was all a good laugh on that one. But that was also the same year that Mad Max kept winning tickets from the radio station. He won tickets to the radio station to WrestleMania. So we had an extra WrestleMania ticket, and we had to eat the cost on that. And then we had tickets to the Hall of Fame. And then the night before, when we went to the All Access thing that they were holding at Universal, cursed if he doesn't win 4 tickets to the Hall of Fame. And we couldn't get rid of those either. I was just like, I'm going to shoot you. Why couldn't you do this beforehand so we wouldn't have spent that money in the beginning?
Right. Yeah. See, it's like me with NASCAR. I've never actually been in the grandstands.
Okay.
So, you know, for me, I pay $35 for my credentials.
Yeah.
And that covers you from Wednesday to Sunday. You know? And then, you know, people are telling me they spent $100 and some bucks on a ticket way up, and I'm like, it's hard to realize that when you're only paying $35 for the week for your credentials.
Yeah. And you're pretty much in the pit at that point.
No, not pretty much. I'm on pit wall. I mean, usually I try to get right around the front of the thing, and I'll be standing right between the pit 1, pit 2 on the wall there. And I mean, I've had it where the cars have taken off out of the pits, and you can actually feel the rubber slap you in the face when they're burning out.
I really don't want to hear about a rubber slapping you in the face, Sparky.
No, okay.
That's TMI.
Well, you know, okay. Yeah. You should see them nuts fling out every now and then, too.
On that note, let's go to another video. I get his brain back in proper order.
All right, let's play some music for a bit, and we'll bring it on back, and pretty much so wind the show down then.
Okay.
All right, here you go.
I just want to see some support.
Alrighty, we're back. What'd you think about that band?
Who was that?
Well, the singer was my buddy Mike Manning.
Okay.
And at that time, that was 3 years ago at Metal Meltdown. And At that time, the band's name was Shotgun Signature. Since then, the band has broke up, like many of the other bands we've been highlighting, and now he's with a band called Hoist the Colors. In fact, I believe it is.
Please tell me they are not running a pirate theme.
No.
Okay.
It's, it's metal.
Okay.
So, and I believe it's next week. I'll have to check on that, on the 26th, that they're doing a show in Tampa. And I'll have more information about that show next week to give you.
There's another band. You said that broke up. A good band broke up. I had a CD, and a buddy of mine, Walt, found his copy of it, and we were playing it the other day. I had to make him a backup because he destroys CDs, and we're not letting him take them in the truck anymore.
Gotcha.
I've seen the CDs become skeet shooting ducks. So we made up a backup so he could play it in the truck. And the group is called Dear Dad, Yours Truly.
Dear Dad, Yours Truly.
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of music?
It was more of the harder rock. It's not like death metal, but it would be classified as metal of our time period metal.
Okay, as we discussed last week with all the different metals, like soft metal.
It would be softer, yes.
Okay.
And there are a couple songs that have some profanity in them, but most of them are fairly clean.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'll have to make sure we get some of that to play one more time, because maybe we can get those guys to reunite. Hey, we had Extreme reunite.
Right. Well, it was like last week we had, we featured 3 bands that went on through changes like that?
A lot of bands do that. Some bands hold on and just go through different people but stay the core. I mean,
Right.
Journey is one of those ones.
Right.
Van Halen's done the same thing. They changed lead singers, but they stay together. Floyd.
Yeah. Now, this one band that we featured last week was Rival Within, and a bunch of kids. The drummer was 15. I think the oldest one was 18.
Yeah.
But since they've broke up, and
they're still teenagers.
why I don't know, but she had mentioned being at their ages, and now 3 years later, probably stuff like college.
Yeah.
Going on with life and stuff like that. But for a bunch of teenagers, them boys rocked the house.
Yeah.
They were one of the better bands that night. And then there was another band called Consinisty. Was that it? Yeah, Consinisty. And
Consistency?
I'm not thinking
It's
that's
not.
right.
It's not consistency.
no, that's what I used to call it, and I was
Okay.
corrected. It's CONSINITY.
Consinity.
Consinity. And they went through some changes. They used to have 2 lead singers. Now they only have the one. And they changed a few people out. But, change is sometimes good. Most of the time.
Hey, Metallica started out with Dave Mustaine. What did he do? He made his own band, but Metallica went on without him.
Right.
And both bands have
Done good.
prospered is the word I was looking for. That wasn't the exact word, but yeah. So it's just sometimes the change is good. Steve Perry and Journey.
Mm-hmm.
He got hurt. He had done something wrong with his throat, and he left. And he'd also got hurt on his knee, a hiking accident, when Journey was getting ready to come back together. And they went with a different singer, and Perry went out on his own.
Right. Now, what was that band? Oh God, they did Pyromania.
Def Leppard.
Yeah. They when they first started out, they lost their drummer because of a car accident.
Yeah, lost
He
one of his arms.
Yeah. And a couple of years later, he went back and
And that's when the
drummed
Hysteria
again.
album came out.
Yeah.
That was a hell of an album too.
Yeah.
Wait, like one-armed drummer? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I've seen a music video with him.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Oh.
Def Leppard have a music video? No,
No,
it couldn't
his
be.
mom showed it to me and I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, I don't think they even played music after that for a while, did they?
They stopped. They basically gave time for him
right.
to come back before they went looking for somebody else. He pressed on, and that kind of drive is to be commended.
Yeah, you got to respect that.
So,
That's
But he came back and he's only got the one arm, but he plays so well. I mean, you wouldn't know it.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know why I want to lose one of my arms.
Not me. I won't lose nothing. It's bad enough I'm losing all my teeth.
Yeah, you already lost half your hair.
Yeah, well.
I've lost a third of mine.
Well, you know, as much hair as I have, you can't really say half. Half the hair on my head, maybe.
Yeah. Hey, I can't help it if you're a damned Wookiee. If I had that much hair on my back, I would go insane. I take the hair off my arms. I take the trimmer and take the hair off my arms because the ceiling fan, it causes that breeze. And it goes across your hair and it feels like something's crawling on my arm.
Yes, it's so annoying.
That's it, the hair goes. As soon as that starts happening, that hair is gone.
Yeah. Everyone's like, shave your arms. I'm like, no.
No, I'm not going to shave it. That just comes back faster. I take the smaller hair clippers. It takes it right too.
Just depends on how bored I get. When I get a tweezer.
You know, the funny thing is my nephew is the one that showed me about that. He was a swimmer.
Mm-hmm.
And for the practices, he usually just took the trimmer to keep it down. But then before meets, he would completely shave his arms and legs. And I'm going, what? But it made a difference in his speed. And I'm going, how much difference can it make? Oh, it can make it up to a tenth of a second. Or a hundredth of a second. And I'm going, 100th of a second.
Yeah.
And I'm going, how long does it take you to shave arms and legs for 100th of a second? I'd rather take the sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the difference from, like, just doing school meets and then going to district and going to state and stuff for them. Because a lot of my friends are on the swim team at 5A and guys shaving their legs and, oh, you shave your legs. You feel them and you're like, oh man, hits are softer than mine. It's not fair, it's not fair!
Now, I've got to ask. There's one wrestler that every time I see him go in the ring, my first thought is, God, he looks so gay.
Oh, that could be one of several. Which one are you thinking?
Well, his last name is Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes? Is it Dusty?
No, Dusty's the American Dream. He wore the yellow like...
That's the dad.
Yeah.
The son, what's the,
Cody.
Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out that caterpillar on his upper lip.
I know, right?
Beats the mask he used to wear.
When The Rock said... I was watching Raw Monday night, and when The Rock turned around and was making fun of him and says to Lillian Garcia, don't worry, if he comes near you, I'll slap that caterpillar to the 18th row. I paused and walked away because I was laughing too much.
I'm surprised you didn't rewind it and listen to it 20
Why?
times.
I was recording it. I just paused and walked away because I had to stop.
Right.
And the thing is, that is, without a doubt, the ugliest mustache I've seen a wrestler wear. Because it looks so wrong on him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it looks as bad as the funny-looking legs he's got.
Oh, he got chicken legs.
I know it, man. He needs to put some pads or something.
Well, that's what it is. The knee pads break up the look. That's one of the reasons why some of them wear instead of wearing the Speedos, wear the shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Because it hides some of their leg, especially if your legs are that skinny. You know, he's not a big individual.
No, not at all.
He's definitely not a fat individual. I mean, you can't say that. He's toned. He's put together well.
And he's pretty,
I don't know. I'm disheartened right now anyway.
Why?
Well, you know how much I like the Bella Twins.
Mm-hmm.
And they're no longer part of WWE.
No?
No. They left, I forgot how long ago it was now. The one is dating Daniel Bryan.
What?
The other one is dating John Cena. And I'm just like, oh, that just sucks.
Why? Because you can't have...
There's no chance in hell. My moment of glory with the Bella Twins is having that one picture where I've got a Bella Twin in each arm at FCW. And I was happy. That's a dream that will never come true again. But Daniel Bryan?
Yeah.
I can understand losing him to John Cena, but Daniel Bryan?
Oh, that was funny on Monday Night Raw, right? When him and Kane are sitting there, and I like his beard. Their anger management thing.
His beard? There's a reason they call him Goatface.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that thing to just like turn around and start slapping him in the eyes or something.
Yeah, right. You know, something I only really heard once or twice from him was the vegan thing.
Yeah.
Never heard it after.
No. They still. They don't push that as the main thing. That is part of his life. He doesn't eat meat or meat products. I don't know if I'm impressed or I'm just in awe. That just surprises me. That's a. Yeah, imagine not drinking milk.
Oh, that far?
Vegan won't drink milk. It's an animal product.
Okay, so that means no cheese, no milk.
Cheese, no ice.
Right.
Now they can go into things like the soy
Yeah.
milk, soy juice. I can't see myself eating soy milk ice cream. That just.
No, my mom got some of that soy milk one time. Shit. It's disgusting.
I know. And if you think I'm going to give up my Easter leg of lamb, think again.
No, I can't give up my steak or my bacon. Gotta have my bacon.
Well, they make soy bacon.
Yeah, you can have that soy bacon.
you listen to Bill Engvall too, haven't you?
You know, even McDonald's, I mean, they're kangaroo burgers. And you know, it amazes me. How can they call kangaroo meat beef? They say McDonald's hamburgers are 100% beef. No, they're kangaroo. How do you, I mean, how's that work?
Whew. I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
That definitely throws me.
Yeah. Yeah, it used to be Hardee's was the #1 importer, and now it's McDonald's.
Well, now, Hardee's or Carl's Jr.?
Never heard of Carl's Jr.
I thought Hardee's was like a breakfast place.
No, that's because we've only gone there for breakfast.
I've been there 3 times.
See, back
and
in the
always
day-
had breakfast.
Back in the day, they were the original char-burled burger. They actually had a fire grill that had fire in it, and they cooked the burgers on that. But since then, I think they've gone to the regular steel grills now, too.
Yeah.
And microwaves. Pre-cook them and then nuke them.
Now, you have, as you go in different parts of the country, you have different franchises that stick out.
Right.
Here in Florida, you'll see Crystal Burger.
Crystal Burger. Oh, yeah, we had one down at the end of 52, didn't
Yeah,
we?
there was a Crystal Burger there. That last time I'd seen, aside from that one, the other one I knew of was in Gainesville. But Crystal Burger here in Florida. Up north, it's White Castle.
Right.
Same running thing, but
Yeah, they're both disgusting.
yeah. My mother loves them.
Does she?
I can't eat those things.
Oh,
But
man.
she'll inhale them.
I go there and eat. I spend the rest of the afternoon in the restroom.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. I just did not react well with my system. Out here in the eastern part of the U.S., you see Hardee's, right?
Not as many as you used to, but
Right.
yeah, you see a few here and there.
You go out west, Carl's Jr.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why they have the commercials like back in at Hardee's.
Yeah, have you ever heard of Jack in the Box?
Oh, yeah.
Where's the last time you saw one of those?
A couple years ago on 19, but it only lasted 2 or 3 months.
Oh, it lasted that long?
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, how long did, especially in Pinellas County here in Florida, you lost Steak and Shake?
Okay.
For an easy decade, there was no Steak and Shake in Pinellas County.
Never eaten there.
Milkshakes are...
Milkshakes what?
The milkshakes were outstanding.
Okay.
But it was so bad. I was working at Largo High. Our athletic director wanted that Steak and Shake so bad that whoever told him where it was, whoever got to him first and told him where it was, he was buying lunch.
Cool.
Cursed if I didn't find that thing. I knew exactly. And it was right outside the Home Depot that I was going to every weekend. It's like, oh, Cody, pay up, we're going.
Now, how's their food? Because I know we have one right over by the mall.
I have only one time not been happy with the food at Steak and Shake, and that was just the combination I had. There was a little bit too much grease for my system, and that was my own fault for the combination. If I don't put together if I don't try going for the chili 5-way over the pasta with a hamburger, I'll be just fine.
They have pasta there, too?
Oh yeah, they'll put the chili over the spaghetti.
Huh.
That sounds disgusting.
Never been to one.
Don't knock it till you tried it.
Only chili.
Now, do you remember Geno's? Did you have them up in PA?
Geno's.
And the Hero Burger?
The only Geno's I know of is across the street from Pat's Steak. It's a cheesesteak place.
Oh, okay.
And
No, it was like a McDonald's franchise kind of thing for a while, and God, I don't know how long ago they shut down, but they had a Hero Burger, they call it. It was something about that big. And that was pretty good.
How long have you been here in Florida?
20 years.
That would be my... Do you remember the franchise Burger Chef?
Not down here, but yeah.
Ah, you remember it.
Now, Burger Chef was the original burger place that had the fixings bars. You order your plain burger, you go over, put your lettuce, tomato, whatever you want. I'd go over there and order 2 burgers, and I'd go home with enough salad for the whole family. I'm the reason they went out of business.
That's the problem. Hey, Ponderosa.
Yeah.
Where do you see a Ponderosa anymore?
Oh, you don't.
Orlando, you will.
Do you?
Shoney's?
Yeah.
Remember the breakfast bar?
Well, we had a Shoney's down at the end of 52 now for a while.
Yeah, not
and then well, it was a couple years ago, and somebody got offended, and they changed the name to Denny's. Because it's owned by the same corporation.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, Big Boys, Denny's.
Big Boy, yeah.
And
there. You remember that Johnny? Is there still a Big Boy in Tampa?
That I don't know.
I'd have to go look it.
Yeah, Big Boys, I remember him.
And of course, here everybody knows that you see him. Arby's is the roast beef place. We talked about it on an earlier show.
Right.
We talked about it back home.
Roy Rogers, yeah. And they were actually good.
They are
a lot better than Arby's. I think they use real roast beef. This stuff they use here, I don't know. I guess it's that process where
it might also be a different cut.
It could be.
I don't know for sure, but it definitely was a difference. So
yeah,
I used to love that because we'd visit my aunt who was in Cherry Hill, and if you're going to go to get a roast beef sandwich, we just, okay, that's it, we're going to Roy Rogers. You know, they're in the mall, it was, you know, so it's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, fine, we'll sit down, and we were happy.
Yep. Yeah,
and then I come back here and I didn't want to touch an Arby's burger again.
Yeah.
It'd take me a year and a half to get used to Arby's again, then I'd already take a trip back north and back to Roy Rogers.
Now, how about Arthur Treacher's? Do you remember
the fish place?
Yeah. The only reason I remember them
I remember they were in the mall.
We had one right around the block from us.
Ah.
And every Friday night they did, you know, it was like $5 for all you can eat. No, not fish and chips. Fried clams.
Ooh.
You know how I am with fried clams.
Yeah.
I love them. And, you know, every Friday night we were being there. And then Sunday for the football game at Captain Pell's. You go in, pay $10 for all the beer and all the crab you can eat. And, you know, me, I'm not much of a football fan, so I'd go in there, see who everybody was rooting for, and root for the other team.
Oh, you usually did inside a ride.
Yeah. You know, start a little trouble. But, yeah, they had these huge tables. They were like 20-foot long tables, 4 foot wide. They spread newspaper out on them. And they'd come, do you remember the old wooden apple bushels, the round ones with the wire hangers? They'd bring them out and just dump them on the table and have at it. It didn't matter who you sat next to. You just walked in. If there was a space this big between 2 people, you took it, sat down.
Yeah.
And nowadays you do that, somebody would probably shoot you. You know, back then people were a lot different. They were a lot more friendly. And, you know, people would actually, if you're broke down on the side of the road, somebody would stop and help you, not bug you. You know, nowadays somebody stops, you better pull out your gun because you don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
It's a crazy world, man. So, but anyway, I guess we need to be rolling on. It's getting about that time.
Yeah, I'm sure they want to take this.
What time you got anyway?
5:00.
9?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about time. So, let's see, what are we going to do next week? You got anything planned yet? Well, actually, we're supposed to do an interview with the people from Relay for Life.
Okay.
So maybe we'll try to build the show around that and what's going on.
So we're going to film it there. We're not bringing it to the Double J Cafe.
No, we'll be doing it at the meeting next week. And, you know, we'll just do some editing and have some fun with it. Maybe.
Yeah, I start having fun with that editing program. I can start making people sound real bad.
Yeah, right? So, but until next week, you have a great week. And, you know, if you got nothing to do Friday, come on down to
USF.
USF. He's got it.
The University of South Florida.
And that would be the Jackson 5 Talent Show. You can get more information on it on Sparky's Wild Side on Facebook. And I'll throw the information on how to contact us up. And we'll close this out with a little bit of music from Floyd. So,
sounds like a plan.
So until next week, remember, we will be here. for the rest of your life.
Goodbye, cruel world. We're leaving here today. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, all you people. There's nothing you can say to make me change my mind. Good night, everybody. Thank you for coming out. Get home safe.